Hi everyone, I'm Paula Espinosa, and today I'm going to explain about the exercise number 6 from the quiz access in chapter 5 from week 9. Here we are looking for the ending inventory and the cost of goods sold. In this case, we have a company that is Lopez Company, and they specify that at the end of the last 3 transactions of 3 purchases, we have 195 as an inventory. And this is important to keep in mind because this is going to affect our ending inventory and our cost of goods sold. Okay, here I create this Excel. This is based on different, like an explanation as well. I found it in YouTube, and I'm going to explain in my way with my exercise. Here they are asking for a request A to D and request C. Here, the first part is asking for the specific identification. The first part to start is making the list of the inventory that we have already. The beginning of the inventory is 295 units, and we follow the chart. It's 630, 1075, and here is important. They mentioned we have we bought 1,270, but we have an inventory at the end inventory of 195. That means this affects our transaction, and we are subtracting that 195. That's why the specific identification in this area, we are subtracting the inventory. And we will find how is the real amount in this case. We also follow the same prices as is provided in the exercise, and we are looking for the total. This is just by multiplying the inventory, the units, times the price. Okay, and here I just like copy and paste this formula, and here I make an addition of all these numbers, and that's how I found the cost of goods sold from the specific identifications. Now it's important to check the ending inventory. Here, as is mentioned in the exercise, we have 195 ending inventory in the last 3 transactions. That means at the beginning, at the ending inventory is 0 in the first 2 transactions, and it's 195, completing to 585 units from those transactions. Okay, based on this, we are doing the same. We are multiplying our units at the end of the inventory with the price that is provided already by the chalk in here. It's the same prices all the time. And here we are like copy and paste this formula, and we are adding all these numbers from the inventory, the prices, and that's how we can find our specific identifications. Here in the next part, they are asking for the weight average, and here is easy because we just need to take our price from the ending inventory, and we need to divide by the units. In this case, 4,045, and we can find our average. Here they are only asking for 2 decimals. That means we are going to use our decrease decimal, and we only will leave 2 decimals. Now to find our cost of goods, in this case, we are going to take our amount that was 3,460. Is now 4,045. The reason why is because we have in the last 3 transactions 195 in the inventory. Okay, important to keep that in mind, and we are multiplying for our average that we found already. And this is giving us the cost of goods sold. And for the ending inventory, in this case, we are taking our ending inventory, of course, the same as this provided in the exercise, should be matching, multiply by the average that we have already. Okay, that is the number that we are going to add in here. Number 3 is the FIFO. For the FIFO, we are putting here we are following the chalking here. We start with 295. We have another purchase of 630, but in the last three transactions, here are not affected because we are doing FIFO. And we follow the chalk in this case, but the last one is affected because we are looking for this amount, 3,460 units. In here, the only reason why here is 115 and no 700 is because I'm going to delete here. This number we know should be 3,460, but in here we have the addition of all the units minus the number that we are looking for. That's why 115 is our last inventory. That's the last amount of units that we have. We also multiply with the same prices and we found the total that we pay for that. And at the end of the inventory here, we know in the last transactions are 195, but because we are doing FIFO, the last one is going to be affected. In this case, it's the 585 units. Okay, and that's how we found the FIFO and the ending inventory cost of goods sold. The last part is interesting because we start backwards. In here, we know we have in 3,460 units, and we have our purchase of 700 units, of course. And here, just to understand, I'm going to add the same as before. I'm looking for these 3,460. Okay, for this 700, we have a next purchase of 1,150 units. We have another purchase of 1,270, and we have now a different number. The reason why is because if we notice if this is 0 right now, we have 340. We are missing 340, and this number is what we should put in here. We don't have more units to complete that. That's why it's 340. And of course, the last one is 0 because we already have our total amount of inventory. Okay, about ending inventory, we are the same way. We know this number is from our beginning of the inventory, is 295. And the next one, because we know we need to complete 585, is going to be less, and we complete the numbers. Here we are following the same prices as is provided by the chalk in the beginning in every transaction, and we add these numbers and we find our total and ending inventory and cost of goods sold. That's how we found these numbers in this case, and those are adding in here. For the last part is asking which method deals to the highest net income, and if we see here the highest income in this case is the FIFO system. And basically that's the exercise. I hope this helped you to also answer your questions. I know everyone has different numbers, but if we follow this, that will be easy to understand. Some tips in here. Remember, this number should be the same as 4,045 minus the total at the end, the inventory at the end of the period. Another trick in here is that we are using as an addition to find the right numbers. In this case, for the FIFO, the last transaction is going to be affected, and for this one is the first two transactions are affected. Keep in mind those. I hope this helped you. Thank you so much for watching this video.